Thank you, sir.
So, good afternoon. I'm Jeanette. I'm the travel counselor with the Jamaican Express newspaper in Toronto. And I'm at the Concert Costume Creators Mass Camp in Toronto. The purpose for this interview is to inform and educate people as to what goes on behind the scene of a mass camp. And I'm with Mr. Calvin Belasco. He's one of the representatives for this mass camp, which is located on St. Clair Avenue in Toronto. And as you know, the big carnival is coming up in about 2 weeks on the lake shore in Toronto. So welcome Calvin. How are you?
Thank you. At least this time you remember this Calvin, not Mr. Belasco. Mr. Belasco sounds like my dad. Me, I am alive. I'm making costumes, and I am fantastic. I have been making costumes since 1958. This is something that we look forward to all year round, and we enjoy tremendously.
Wow. And the purpose for us doing this as well, I see it as history in terms of what goes on behind the mass camp, because normally on the day of the carnival you see all these people jumping and prancing in the parade, but I'm not sure if they ever stop to think of what actually goes on behind the scene to make this day a success. Mr. Calvin, can you explain the various components of a mass camp, like what actually goes on?
Okay, the mass camps, we have about 11 or 12 different mass camps in Toronto. And we are unique in two different ways. We have the only mass camp that has been operating from the very first carnival in Toronto. We came to Toronto specifically. We came to Toronto specifically for the very first carnival, and we have continued producing bands every year. Also, we are a very family-oriented band. Our whole family takes place in our production. From my mother when she was alive, all my brothers, all my sisters, all our children, and now our grandchildren are taking part. We have a fifth generation family involved in Toronto Carnival. It is something that we look forward to and we enjoy. The nice thing about it is Caribana Day, everybody is watching at the costumes. They don't know what takes place in the background, but we can look at it and feel good to know I produced that. Now, to produce the costumes, the biggest expense, the first expense, is to rent a warehouse, which runs to anywhere from $5,000 a month and up. After that, then we have to get the materials, wire, fiberglass, fabric, rhinestones, and all the different decorations. My brother, Whitfield, he has been the band leader, and he comes up with some very eccentric ideas. And that's where we form our theme for the coming year. After that, then we have to start getting wire bent into the different shapes, which Whitfield does most of the time. Some of us, we also do it, because we have some guys and ladies that has been involved with us over the last few years. They've become now like part of our family. You bend the wire into shapes, or you cut styrofoam into shapes. You bend fiberglass into the different shapes.